And Trudy, I understand you've got some information about this Operation Sovereign Borders operation on election day.
I do, Ash. Sky News can reveal that this boat that was intercepted off the west coast of Christmas Island around election day was not technically turned back, rather that this was a take-back. So what that means for the 15 or so people who were on board the vessel is that they're then brought on board an Operation Sovereign Borders boat, their paperwork and they're processed by these officials, and then they were flown back to Sri Lanka. Now, it's unclear exactly where they were taken to be flown out, whether that was Christmas Island. You'd have to imagine that was the closest location, and that's where they were then taken. The issue here, though, is a coalition source has told Sky News today, claiming that Labor is being deliberately tricky with the wording. The source said, quote, Labor's being deliberately misleading so as to look like they're the same as the coalition, end quote. To be clear, the acting Prime Minister, Richard Marles, on Sky News yesterday, speaking to our chief anchor, Kieran Gilbert, made it clear that this was a take back. Now, there had been a lot of media reporting in the broader term that this was a turn back of the boat. Now, technically, that's not true. Some would argue, though, that this is a splitting of the hairs, that Labor is making it very clear that there is no difference with the coalition when it comes to border protection. The other issue at stake here is you would imagine we have seen other take-backs take place under the coalition, that if it's not safe to physically turn around a boat, that under the coalition too, that people were then flown back to Sri Lanka. As to the political fight in the wake of the election, a lot of people frustrated and angry within Labor at the use of a Liberal Party text message unsolicited to voters on polling day, seizing on this boat issue. We can show you that text on the screen that was sent to voters. This is Karen Andrews. She's the outgoing Home Affairs Minister. She was across the details of the boat being intercepted, but on Sky News today, she said she wasn't aware of that text message that was sent to voters.
I had no knowledge of those messages. I didn't know that they were being contemplated or prepared. I first found out about them after they had been issued, and it was raised with me that the messages had gone out. So that's a matter that you will need to take up with the party directly.
Would you have done that?
Look, I probably can't really answer that because I wasn't involved in any of the discussions, so I don't know what information that they were basing their decision on.
So Karen Andrews says she's not aware. The new acting Prime Minister, Richard Marles, told Sky News yesterday that Labor has asked the Home Affairs Secretary, Mike Pizzullo, to investigate the circumstances of that text message, Ash.
Trudy McIntosh live in Canberra. Thank you.